inviting me here and letting me be a part of this gathering. I've actually moved to Washington, D.C. since Obama was elected, thinking that this was our moment for great change. And so it's very nourishing to come back into the Bay Area and be in a room with people like yourselves. Part of the discussion today is to look back at what we did vote for, and I wanted to spend a couple of minutes doing that. Maybe you can help me with this. Around healthcare, what did you vote for? Medicare for all, single payer. Now we have some cockamamie bill that we don't even know if we want this to pass or not, but it's a boon to the insurance industry, to the pharmaceutical industry, and certainly not the kind of radical healthcare reform that we thought we were voting for. What did you vote for around the environment? Green jobs.
No offshore drilling.
No clean coal, Copenhagen, and what did we get? Our great Van Jones from the Bay Area, one of the great progressives in the administration, no longer there. Now they're talking about clean coal, which we know makes no sense, nuclear energy. At Copenhagen, it was hard to even get Obama to go to Copenhagen, certainly not in a leadership position, but giving us a non-binding resolution that gets us nowhere on the environment. What did you vote for in terms of civil liberties? Restore the Constitution, close Guantanamo. Unfortunately, we still have Guantanamo open. We have Bagram Air Base that has over 600 detainees, some of them held there for 6 years with absolutely no charges, no trials. We still have extraordinary rendition. What did you vote for in terms of the way you want to see our elections run, and who has a say in how elections are run? Public financing of campaigns, and there Obama disappointed us during the campaign itself. And here we have that horrible Supreme Court decision that says that corporations have free speech and can throw as much money as they want into our elections. What did you vote for when there's an economic crisis and you wanted to turn things around? Help the people who are suffering. Regulation. Break up the banks. What did we get? Banks that are bigger than they were before. These banks that were too big to fail took our money to stop them from, quote, failing, and they continue to fail us. They give the billions of dollars in bonuses, but a small business can't even get a loan. People who are suffering foreclosure cannot get the loans. The big banks have gotten our taxpayers' money, while our unemployment figures are almost 10%. We have 30 million people in this country either unemployed or underemployed. This is not what we voted for. And what did you vote for in terms of foreign policy?
Yeah, sure.
What did we get? War. What did we get? We got the biggest defense budget ever in the history of this nation. What did we get? We got a foreign policy that has pretty words attached to it, but still the same dirty E's. In fact, even getting dirtier. We have more and more use of drones, perhaps the most unethical kind of warfare, where it's done from 10,000 miles away where people press a button. And what do we get? We get an expansion of wars into Pakistan and now Yemen and Blackwater, and even in Latin America, where it would have been so easy to make friends in Latin America. We get more bases in Colombia.
Mike.
We get more bases in Colombia.
There's no mic.
Can't hear you.
A coup in Honduras that this government did not even stand for, to say no coups in the 21st century.
The mic's not working.
And we still can't even travel to visit our neighbors in Cuba. Is that the kind of change you voted for? So here we are, having put our hearts and our souls into trying to overturn those 8 years of Bush and come up with something fresh and new. And when Sarah Palin asked that question, how do you feel about that hopey changey stuff you were working on? I don't know about you, but I don't feel so good about it. And what I don't feel so good about is ourselves. I don't feel so good that we allowed ourselves to become demobilized. Here we had this amazing movement that got hundreds of thousands of people out in the streets around the wars, around the environment, around the rights of gays and lesbians in this country, around all kinds of progressive issues. And now we can't do that anymore. Now we call rallies for these issues, and we're lucky if a couple of hundred people come out. And now, when we want to lobby in Congress, and we used to get so many people out there, you know, the defense budget was just unveiled, now it's, I think, 2 weeks ago. And here, you know, we used to be able to pack the courtroom, the congressional hearings. We had Gates there, and we had Admiral Mullen there, and I thought, okay, now's our time to all get in there and say, this is obscene. You call for a freeze on non-discretionary spending on everything from nutrition programs and agriculture and education and even air traffic control, and no freeze on military spending? Guess how many of us were there at the hearings to say no to this obscene, bloated defense budget? 2. I was lucky to get the second person there. The biggest disappointment in all of this is ourselves. And there are many reasons for it. People are suffering financially, having a hard time just keeping themselves and their families together. And people are tired after 8 years of all the energy we put into trying to get out the Bush regime. But people are also feeling like, let Obama do it. We voted him in, let him do it. We're not going to get saviors because we, the people, have to be the saviors. And if we leave it to others, it just won't happen. And so here we are at a moment when who is it that is organizing and capitalizing on the mass discontent that people are feeling? Who's doing it? Sarah Palin, the right wing, the Tea Parties. We can't allow that to happen. We can't allow this mean-spirited religion to take over. We can't allow this anti-intellectual, anti-science, racist, homophobic, this divisive kind of policies to take over. This is our moment to organize and to mobilize. And you know why? Because for those people who said, give Obama time, I think we've given enough time.
Yes.
You know, there's a wonderful guy in the black community who's very involved in labor organizing and organizing the black community. His name is Bill Fletcher. And I remember after Obama got elected, people said, we have to give him Obama a honeymoon. And Bill Fletcher said, absolutely. You are absolutely right. I say 24 hours. There's been a year honeymoon. The honeymoon is over. And the best thing we can do for Obama and the Obama administration is mobilize the progressive community to force him to do the things that we think he really wants to do. The best thing that we can do for the Obama administration is to build among the unions, among the people who are unemployed, the people who are underemployed, the people, as you said, in the black community who are suffering the most from this crisis with the highest unemployment rates. The best thing we can do is to reach out into the immigrant community and say they deserve a pathway to citizenship and they deserve the right to be treated with decency and